Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks so much for joining us today. Okay, joining me in the studio today is the lovely Erica. We love it when you come visit.
I love coming to visit.
I know,
on
I'm so glad you're here. We are going to talk about Basket of Lilies, but before we do, how was your birthday, my friend?
It was lovely.
Good?
It was lovely.
And Mother's Day was lovely?
Mother's Day was lovely. They just kind of ran one into the other. It's okay.
That's all right. And
okay.
do you have a new baby yet?
Not yet. Brooks is being a stubborn little guy. He's not here. Brooks,
get here.
Mommy's ready for you to come to the world.
Mommy, Grammy,
Mommy,
all
Grammy,
the
all
whole
those people. Yeah.
All right, the lovely Christina is in the house. How are you, my friend?
Oh, just fine. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good. Nothing super eventful. You know,
Did you just hang out?
Yep. Kept it real chill. How was your Mother's Day?
It was good. This is the weekend they all work for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. I was hoping that was
there
coming
was,
up.
you know, we had to do other stuff, but no, I went and saw the kids and Aries, who apparently can crawl, but you put him down on the ground, say crawl, and he just lays there with his head. So
Sounds like a boy.
I was like, way to go, way to go. Okay, now, Christine, is this true? Next week you're gone?
I am. Just
Okay,
doing some.
she's having a little PTO.
Yep.
So next to her, let's get a shot, is
Or a hand.
the amazing Leslie. Okay, so Leslie's gonna be Christina next week, and Erica's in the house. And we have a new member of our team. His name is Justin. He's gonna help with our graphics. So there's so many great people in the Dream Studio today.
That's right.
So we're excited. Leslie works with me on our retailer events. So if you recognize that name. All right, so where is everyone watching from? Okay, first of all, Wendy.
Yes.
Said she needed help with this
Wendy,
die.
it's okay. We're here for you.
We're here for you. We got you covered, okay?
Hang in.
People are from Florida, where it's apparently quite warm. It's a beautiful day here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Beautiful here,
It's
yeah.
supposed to rain all next week, though. It's supposed to get gross again.
Yeah, but
here.
we need the rain.
That's
Kathy from Indiana. Nancy says, welcome, Justin. Our viewers are so great. All right,
What a great group.
we have a good group here. All right, did you love our slideshow?
I love the slideshow.
Okay, be sure, quilters, and share your finished projects for a chance to be featured on our AccuQuilt live shows. We'd love to see all the fun projects you're making. And let's take a look at some of those projects.
Oh, yes.
All right, so Erica, you want to start us?
This was so cool. Becca made this, and it looks like it's a rag quilt, but she stuffed the individual squares,
It's like
so they're
those puffy. It's
Yeah,
like those puffy
it's
quilts
puffy
back
quilt.
in the day.
It's just adorable.
That's really cute, Becca. Good job. Next up, Pam Z. Okay, we love this one.
Oh, this is so
Disney
fun.
themed, but I feel like she cut those little squares individually.
Well, hopefully
With
she
a
used
die.
a strip die or
Yeah.
one of the square dies. It is absolutely adorable.
It's
Mickey
very fun.
and Minnie for days.
There
Love
we go.
it.
Okay, and then last, Nicole K made this
Nicole,
great.
that's so cute.
I love the colors. Very
I do
spring.
too. Very springy.
Very spring colors. And that's our cute little camper die. Christina, you made this
cute.
quilt without campers.
I did. I'm not a big fan of applique all the time, so I just kind of made it without
She just
them.
pieced.
Are you getting better about applique?
I can try.
Okay.
I mean, with the new dies that we released, I can't not, like the dinosaurs and stuff
Yeah,
like
You
that.
just can't help
They're
yourself,
so
can
cute.
you?
Yeah, there
Yes,
we go.
and the gnomes.
There we go. All right, so speaking of gnomes, Erica, why don't you
Oh,
show us our little tea towel?
I'm convinced we need a gnome for every month, every season,
She
every
does.
activity. So here is our little garden gnome that I made for today to bring in.
Cute he
He's
is.
a garden gnome.
He's a super cute gnome.
I'm working on some really cute ones at home,
Oh
so
my
stay
gosh.
tuned.
Friday, she was
Yes.
texting me and we're
Yes.
sending me pictures of the new gnomes.
Spoiler alert, it's summery.
It's summery.
That's all
I
I'm
know.
gonna say.
It's going to be cute.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so we're talking about the Basket of Lilies die today. I'll
Yes,
take this.
I'll give you that.
So here's the photo of the day. These are daffodils. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. You love daffodils. You grew up
do
in.
love
You didn't grow
daffodils.
up there, but you lived
No,
there
but
for
I
a
lived
few.
there, and I love going out to Mount Vernon and seeing the
Yeah.
tulip fields.
Tulips fields. Okay. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite flower? So Miss Erica, what's yours?
Probably lilacs. I love lily of the valley too. Springy.
Springy
flowers.
Springy. Christina, how about you?
I love tulips. I remember
Tulips?
they were in my mother's backyard growing up, and they were my favorite.
Yeah, I love tulips. The thing about tulips, they only last like 37 seconds.
But they're like the first to bloom, so it's kind of that
Yeah.
introduction into spring,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
love.
you know
Yeah.
it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so in the comment section today, we'd love to hear what is your favorite flower?
Okay.
All right, today Eric and I are here to show you how to cut and sew the block
Yes.
using our new Go Lily Basket of Lilies die. Okay, Eric and I are here to give you tips and tricks on how to sew those Y seams. And Wendy,
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. We got you covered.
We're going to share some great tips to help you get started with this die.
Right.
It's
We're going
such
to
a
sew
gorgeous
some
block.
stuff so you can see how it all goes together. And now we launched this die. When did we launch this die? Like last week?
Last week, yeah.
May 2nd.
Just last week.
May 2nd, we launched this die. And many of you might already have that die. But if you didn't get a chance to get our
That's
Basket
right.
of Lilies die, today we're giving a little special bundle.
Yes.
So the Basket of Lilies die and a 2-pack mat of 10 by 24 mats, it's going to sell for $130. Christina, what happens if you try to use a die without a mat?
Not a darn thing.
Not a darn
So you
thing.
need
So
them.
true.
Yep, so we're going to tell them. And those mats will work like on your strip dies and
Oh,
log
yeah,
cabin
so
dies.
many things.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, the pattern for today is right here, Miss Chelsea. It's called our Lilies in Bloom wall hanging. Okay, one, I love the colors.
I do too. I do too.
I
You
just
know
think
I
they're
love purple.
so stunning. And it has a bias binding. Eric and I were.
I noticed that right off. I'm like, ooh, bias binding.
Yes. Now, why would this be a great project to start with?
I think because it's just one block.
Right.
But it really showcases it.
Right.
And I love the setting and I love the border treatment.
Yeah, we'll talk about that border and how to create it.
Yeah.
This is a free downloadable pattern from AccuQuilt.com. How many patterns do we have at AccuQuilt.com?
Hundreds.
Hundreds, thousands, all the things,
So
okay? And again, like Erica said, it's a great pattern to start with. Be sure and download it before you start. We also have a free downloadable embroidery for the stems that are on the block, and we'll talk
That's
about
right.
those in a few minutes. Okay, now if you already own the Basket of Lilies die, congratulations. But we also have a special promo for you today. Erica, you want to talk about our promo?
So buy one, get one 70% off.
That's
Go
70.
70.
Yeah.
Go dies, cubes, and cutting mats. Now there's a code, May 70.
Yes.
So the bundle is not part of that.
Nope, the bundle is separate.
Bundle is its own special thing.
Yep, yep.
So-
So that promo, so like today, if you wanted to get the gnome
You
die.
wanted to get the gnome. If you don't have a gnome yet, you should get a gnome.
Yep.
And
And
maybe
then in-
the tumbler.
And the tumbler, because in 2 weeks, we're going to make this cute little tumbler
Right.
project.
And
Okay.
then the tumbler would be
70%
off. It's a great
Yeah,
deal.
May 70, MAY 70. That's how old Mike is. Okay, today we're going to give away one of our new Basket of Lilies dies. Be sure to share this video on your personal Facebook page. Morgan's going to pick a winner, and Christina is going to announce it, and we will all clap at the
Yes.
end of the show. So be sure and share. All right, Erica, so you want to talk about this?
Okay, so this is our block, and I love it. Now, some of the things you want to note on this block when you're looking at it, and one of the reasons why you want to A, make a test block,
Yes.
and B, read your pattern, is that each blossom block is just a little bit different. So if you
is.
look, they each have 2 triangles and a square inset, but they're in different positions each time.
Right,
So you want to tuck that little nugget in the back of your head.
Yep, so that's the block we're going to make. And here's the die. Let's take our little fabric off of it
Okay.
real quick.
Oh, yes.
And we'll hold it up so Miss Chelsea can see. Okay,
Yes.
so first of all, Erica, it's on a 10 by 24 die board, so
Right.
which cutter will it work in?
Your Go Big, or your Studio with the appropriate adapter, of course.
Yep. And there are so many pieces.
Yes, I think we counted.
17 or
Yes,
16?
16,
something?
17, it's a lot. But
Yeah.
they all have the 1/4" seam allowance built in.
Right.
They all have specialized engineered dog ears
Right here.
on the corners so that they're going to go together and line up correctly.
Yep.
The screen printing is really going to help you, and we're going to show you a tip with that
Yes.
again. It also has 8 different triangles on it.
Okay, listen, we didn't know that because we were busy sewing blocks, but somebody pointed that out to us. So look at this. So if you're looking for a die that has, look at all of these triangles. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Just a variety of them.
Yes.
Okay, so check out those shapes as well.
All right.
All right, now join us on May 18th, which is Tuesday at 12 noon
Yes.
Central Time. Erica, we're going to have that blonde woman between us,
Yes,
right?
we are.
That
We will.
Lynn
Miss
will be
Lynn,
here.
otherwise
Yep.
known as the blonde lady.
Yep. Register in the link below. Christina, why do they want to register for our live events?
Because that's how we pick our winners. So
That-
all the emails that get registered there get dumped into a big pool, and that's how we pick them.
Yeah, and we have some really great fun
We
things.
do
to
have
give
good
away.
prizes.
Okay.
We had great prizes yesterday.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so now, don't forget to register, but back to our block here, we know what you're thinking. Wendy, we know what you're thinking. There
Yes,
are
we
Y
do.
seams to sew this. Yes.
Yes.
And Mike is giving a sound effect of somebody like screaming from the sound of the Y.
Right here, it gives you a headache, right?
Don't be afraid. We're
Right.
going to show you how simple it is. It really is. It's not hard. You're going to practice it a little bit.
Yep.
It's not a beginner block, but you know, if you can sew a quarter seam allowance, you can sew this.
Yes.
So it's a challenge. Maybe it's learning a new skill a little bit, but it's a great project, and it's such a great day. It makes it so much easier. So we even did a whole video just on
did.
sewing Y seams.
We did.
So be sure to check that out. There's going to be a link in the comment section. You can also find it on YouTube.
Excellent. Okay, Christine, before we lay out fabric, tell us what people's favorite flowers are.
yes.
Yes, we're having so many. I forget all these flowers exist. Jean says that daffodils are her favorite because they're the first sign of spring, but carnations are also her favorite because they last so long when you receive them.
Oh,
that's
yes,
true.
That's a great one.
That's true.
That's true.
Let's see. I'm seeing Beth's favorite flower is a pansy.
Oh, I do love pansies.
Little purple pansies.
Yeah.
Jeannie loves hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas
Oh,
are
yes, I do
beautiful.
So
love
many good
hydrangeas.
ones.
Oh, see, listen, I know. Makes me want to go
Everyone
home and
they
work in
say,
my
I'm
yard.
like, oh yeah, maybe that's my favorite.
I know, I want to go work in my yard. Okay, so we're going to lay this down here so everybody can see, and then we're going to lay out our fabric. Okay, so this die, Erica, is divided by color.
Right.
So these shapes over here are going to be the background shapes.
Yes.
Right? So what
So-
we did was we measured.
We measured.
Yep, and you want to make sure you have that lengthwise grain, right?
Yes, we're going to have that parallelized to those lengthwise blades. Just measure a 1/4 inch over on either side.
Yep.
But why don't we talk about the stems before I lay
Yes.
this down?
So M and N, not M&Ms, but M and N. This is the stems that come right here.
And we know what you're thinking. There's 3 stems on the block, and there's only 2 on the die.
We got you covered.
We got you covered. So what you want to do is fan fold your fabric, or have one piece right side up, one piece right side down, so that you have stems that point the 2 different directions.
And we pre-fused our fabric.
Yes.
You can always use 6 layers of cotton, but if you use fusible, you have to count that as a half a layer, so you could do 4 layers of pre-fused.
Right.
But for this block, you only need 3, so just cut 3.
So that's what we're doing.
Yep. All right, and then Erica's gonna lay, remember,
gonna lay
lengthwise
this.
grain, nice and high and tight.
Yep.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Yep. There we go.
And here we have it on the blue. We're gonna cut the base of it.
So the blue is going to be our basket.
So look, low and wonky, lots of stretch, high and tight. Okay, it's gonna go right here, but I'm gonna do our little green pieces right here
Okay.
for our little,
So those are part of the
Blossoms,
flowers.
yep.
Ooh, there's a great question. Do you use a true 1/4 inch seam allowance or a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance?
I use a true 1/4 inch seam allowance
do.
on this, but that's a great point. You always want to check your seam allowance. So that's one of the
Right.
reasons why you want to do a test block, because you want to check that seam allowance depending on, you know, your needle position, the thread you're using, how you're pressing your block. All those things can impact. So that's why we always say to check your seam allowance.
yeah, always. And no two machines work the same,
I
right?
know. We find that when we come in, even though I have a faff at home that I sew on, this faff here sews just a little bit differently. So
Yeah. All right. So we're going to put a cutting mat on top. Remember, you can always cut 6 layers.
Yep.
Today we're not. Now those mats are going to get hundreds of use. Oh, you probably don't run that through there.
no, but you will.
I will.
I don't think it would. No.
Listen, I have my gnome cup that Erica gave me.
I need to get you a different seasonal gnome.
No,
this
I
is
like
gnomes
that
for the
one.
holidays, but it
I
is
know.
a nice big mug.
Okay, it holds a Diet Pepsi. That's all I care about. Okay, today I'm using our Go Big fabric cutter. All right, why?
'Cause we can.
Christina, because I can.
And while you mentioned those cutting mats cutting hundreds of cuts, those are also on sale today.
Oh, yeah.
that's
BOGO
right.
70.
They're included.
So when your mats start wearing out, they're going to stop cutting cleanly, and we can recycle our mats. So
Yes.
if you're thinking today, oh, today's a really good day to stock up on mats.
You know, I am notorious for just hanging on to really bad mats, and then I try to use them, and they don't cut cleanly, and then instead of putting them in the recycles, I just put them aside, and then I do the same thing the next time I
Yes.
sit down to cut something.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to give it some love. Slide that mat. How can we slide?
Because there is static, not just in the Dream Studio, but everywhere, and it builds up as it goes through the cutter.
It does.
And so if you just pull it straight up, you're going to pull up all your pieces.
So we're going to pull our pieces back. This is not a Band-Aid. You don't want to rip it right off.
I know, I'm trying. I get anxious, though,
I know, it's so pretty, isn't it?
in that whole static thing.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you've got the trash.
I have my little bin over there for all the stuff and things. There we go.
Oh, look at all
Look how it works.
Look at those stem pieces.
I love it when it works. Okay. All right. So now, Erica, you have this great
So I have
pro
this
tip.
great pro tip, yes. So
Okay.
this is what I did to keep track of what I was doing when I was making my first block or my second block. By that
Right.
time, I knew I was going to get confused. We've got everything screen printed on there. So after you cut your block, go ahead and lay it out. Now, this is just a piece of foam core, and I trace the shapes. You could totally cover this with some flannel, with an old piece of batting. That way the pieces would stick to it more.
Right. And we cut the pieces out of cardstock first.
Yep,
And
and
then
then I traced them.
I know. Look
So
at how cool this
what
is.
you can do then is you can lay those out. And this is the most important when you get down to your G, R, and your G.
Yes. Okay.
So-
So here is G.
G. Okay, so G, we've got our, this is a G.
Yes.
Okay, so then this is a G.
See, this is why we practice.
This is why we practice. That one goes there.
There you go.
So
And
then,
then
I
there's
need
the G, R.
R, and then there's the other one.
Yeah, look at that.
There we go.
Look at how that worked.
Look at how that
okay?
works.
So you would continue to do this. So while we do this,
Yes.
okay, so quilters ask me all the time, why is AccuQuilt better than a rotary cutter? Okay, so this is the perfect answer because, Erica, have you ever cut this
You know,
without?
I haven't, and because I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't make this block.
No,
without-
imagine that.
Because I would not be making those perfect cuts.
Right.
These
And
are-
our system cuts 90% faster than rotary cutters or scissors.
Right.
Right? So then you just want to make sure that you can do this. So, and the thing about our product is the first time it cuts, it's going to cut just the exact same, the 1,000th time it cuts, because you're going to get thousands of cuts.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So as we lay out our pieces now, Eric and I actually created this video.
We did.
About how fast and accurate you can make blocks using this die. So watch this video. Hi, I'm Pam.
And I'm Erica.
Okay, quilters, we have this great cutting challenge
That's
today.
right.
We're going to take the brand new Die to Try Basket of Lilies die,
And I'm going to cut it on our block on board die.
and I'm going to cut it by hand. You know, we always say, Erica, that we can cut 90% faster
right.
than rotary cutters or scissors, and always it's going to be accurate, safe, and easy to use.
Yep.
So we're going to put this die to the challenge, all right?
And I think I'm going to have time to get some sewing done as well.
I think so too. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
On
ready?
your mark, get set,
Cut.
go.
Okay, wasn't that great?
We kind of had fun doing that.
We did. Okay, and I tried really hard with those dumb little scissors.
Yeah, she said the next time she wants to cut with the die, and I have to cut with the scissors.
Yeah, but
Only
so
fair.
we actually, somebody else did
Somebody
the
else.
math. So we always talk about how AccuQuilt is 90% faster, but on this particular thing, it was 97%
faster.
and accurate every single time. I think that's the thing,
That's
right?
the key. And we had looked at pieces, and we put them away earlier, but they weren't as accurate. We laid them
Yeah.
out side by side.
They were jagged. So, all right, quilters, don't forget we have a promo for you today. Buy one, get one 70% off on dies, cubes, and cutting mats. You're going to use that code MAY70, MAYS70. So think about you want to get cubes and companion sets. That companion set would be 70%
Oh, good
off.
idea. Yeah,
Right?
perfect.
Cutting mats. Okay.
Good idea.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so quilters, don't forget to share this video on your personal Facebook page. We are giving away one of our new Go Basket of Lilies dies to one of you lucky viewers. So share this video on your personal Facebook page for a chance to win.
Yes.
Yes. So Miss Morgan offsite will be picking our winner.
Yep.
And Miss Christina over here will be announcing it, and we will be clapping.
We will.
So-
Joyously.
Now, did you know that our videos live on Facebook and YouTube?
Yes, I did know that.
I know you did.
did.
Yes. So if you need to go back and watch this or any of our other AccuQuilt lives, or Pam's AccuQuilt lives,
Right.
I should say, you can do that.
But our Tuesday shows are also there as well.
Tuesday's there too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're thinking, gosh, I really would like to learn about a certain technique or something.
Yeah,
this
you
is
bet.
fun.
Okay.
All right. You want to talk about our special
Oh,
bundle
we
real
do
quick?
have a special bundle, and you really want this. If you don't have a basket of lilies die, this is a great deal. Go ahead and get it today. It's a basket of lilies bundle for those of you that don't have it yet. It includes this wonderful die and a 2-pack of mats for $130. It's a great deal.
It is a great deal. Get that basket of lilies. We love them.
Yep.
All right, our next pro tip is one you've heard before, and Erica and I say it all the time. You want to make a test
You
block.
do.
You want to make sure your seam allowance is right, that you have all the steps handy, and practice those Y seams.
Yes.
And this is one of those times that we're going to tell you to read the pattern.
Yes.
I mean, you should always.
Right.
Okay.
You should always.
Now, we're going to start with another pro tip to get you started. We're going to mark the Y seam intersections. Okay, so Erica,
Yes.
should we talk about this?
So I like to use a water erasable marker. We
Right.
carry them on the website. We have a thick and a thin.
Yep.
And this is the thin. I like to use the fine point for this.
Yes.
And Pam's got this cute little ruler that if it's ever missing, it's because I have it.
Yep. And this is the Y seam here. I'm going to steal
Yeah,
this from
you
you
steal
here
that.
real
I'm going to
quick.
mark my 1/4 inch.
Okay, so Erica's going to mark her 1/4 inch, but you're going to use that Y seam here for the petals
Right.
as well as for the squares.
That's right.
But the technique is the same, right?
Actually the same.
And the cool part is, we'll show you here once she marks these, the specialized dog ears become so important, and they're going to help you line up your pieces.
And I mark it kind of big as I want to see it.
Yes, it goes away.
It goes away. You spritz it with some water and it's gone. But you do want to test it on your fabric on a scrap of your fabric before you go to marking everything, just in case. That's always a good pro tip.
So we're going to mark at all where the corners are going to meet.
Yep.
Right here and right here and right here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now we're going to have Erica stowing some petal sets.
Yes. So I'm going to start and sew these 2 petal sets together.
Okay.
And
This is where that G and GR
that's right.
go together.
So what we're going to be doing is sewing from the inside point to the outside point, but we're going to stop at that 1/4 inch seam allowance that
Right.
we've marked.
So you see right here, it's an opening here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you want to stitch there.
I want to stitch there.
This is why I brought Erica, so she can sew Y seams for me.
Yeah, make sure I laid that one out right, will you?
Yes.
Where's my,
I will.
oh, there's my petal.
I know. Do you have shoes on? Because
I do have shoes on. Oh, shoot. I forgot one of my other tips. Make sure you check on your machine to make sure it's going to sew first.
Yeah. Is it all good?
Yeah,
Or do you
it
need
is.
some fabric?
No, I need a leader. I didn't
Oh,
grab
here,
a leader.
right here.
Can you grab me a?
Yep. Here, do you want to cut some fabric
Yeah.
off there? And good job.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Do you usually use a leader when you're sewing?
Always.
Yeah.
Oh, and especially Y seams because
Oh, okay.
is
We're having
happening
an
with our
issue.
machine
We're
here?
having an issue. I'm going to rethread it. So why don't you talk amongst yourselves
Yes.
for a moment?
Yes, and we'll talk about our next live event while Erica fixes our sewing machine. All right, join Erica and Lynn and I on Tuesday, May 18th at 12 noon Central Time. We're going to launch a new die. In fact, several new dies. You want to register in the link below. Christina, why do they want to register?
Because that's how they can be entered to win our prizes. And this one, I think especially, it's a set of dies that everyone needs in their sewing room.
Yes,
You know,
I think so
it's
too.
one of those essentials.
It's a secret, but you're going to want to
Yes.
be there. All right, so what Erica is that?
It's
thing
not happy.
engaged?
Yeah, no, something's not happy.
Is the press? You
We're
want to
not
unengage it?
happy.
Unengage the walking
No,
foot?
I don't want to unengage the walking foot, but I am going to try rethreading. Maybe something went
see.
wrong with our
Okay,
threading.
Got a couple
here.
more questions, Ms.
Okay,
Pam, while
good.
she does
Just answer.
that. What size cutting mat does the basket of Lilies die take?
10 by 24.
Yes,
So that's
definitely.
the one that you're going to use like for your strip dies and for your log cabin dies and all of the parts and pieces.
There was also a question asking what size the block finishes to.
A 12-inch finished block.
Nice
It's a
big block.
beautiful, huh?
Nice big block.
Yeah, nice big block. So it really is great. And tell us what people's favorite flowers are.
Oh gosh, I'm seeing so many. Morgan said that her favorite is a peony, which I
Oh,
love.
peonies are pretty.
Those are one of my favorites always. Let's see. Karen says her favorite flower is French lavender and lilacs.
That is
See,
so fancy.
I love lilacs.
French lavender lilacs. That's
Gosh,
awesome.
Let's see. Another peonies. That's a big one.
Peonies are good.
Deborah says tulips.
Tulips are so pretty.
Terry says blackberry flowers
Okay,
because
we're
she
gonna
knows fruit's coming.
look at you. Ta-da, ta-da.
Got it.
You
Yes.
know, it's amazing how much better it works when you thread it right.
Yes.
So, okay. Now we're going to
Okay, so now Erica's going to sew the pieces together. Okay.
do that brief interlude.
Yes, now that we've talked about those kind of things. So again, this is a really great reminder to make sure that you mark all of your pieces before you start. Because what Erica doesn't want to do is sew two and then just stop, right? You want to sew a bunch of them and you can continue to do that,
Right.
okay? And you want to make sure that you stop one thread before rather than one thread after.
Oh, so true. So true.
And how come?
Because if you have over,
Yep.
you're going to
Here,
have
Erica,
to
I'll
do
give
a
you this piece.
redo. Okay.
I'll give
This
you
is
that
kind
piece.
of icky looking.
Yeah.
So
we'll do a pretty
we'll
one.
use a pretty one.
Okay, so we've sewn. It's
So
like
this
your
one-
winter jeans. Okay, 1 pound less is so much better than 1 pound over during COVID here. Okay, are you good?
That's an interesting analogy, Pam.
I just saying.
Ooh, there's a really
Saying.
great comment from Zelda.
Zelda.
She says, Y seams are just like zippers. Everyone makes a big deal about them, but they're fine as long as you pay attention to your seams. She appreciates us showing the tips and tricks for marking.
Oh,
Thank you,
well,
Zelda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
It
so,
really does make a difference, right? If you
yes,
know what
it
you're doing.
does. And you do want to do that little back up and
Go forward.
go forward, and that's going to make a difference too. You just want it to be strong.
Okay, now do you want me to press these for you?
I actually don't want you to press these for me because
Okay.
I want to go ahead and do my inset my pieces first.
Okay.
Okay? So let's talk about how we're going to do that.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do.
So I want to be sure you guys can see
Yeah,
this.
and Joe can see
So
it,
this
and
is
all
how
the
it's
people
going to
can see it.
line up. No, that's the wrong piece.
There
This
you
is
go.
how it's going to line up, right over here,
There
like
you go.
this. So to get that, we're going to start on this. We're going to start on one side, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to sew.
And look at how those dog ears line up.
Look at how those dog ears.
Just
Yep.
like right here and down so Joe can get a good
Yep.
look at it. Look how they lined up perfectly. Right there.
Right there. And there's my intersection point. And I'm here, so it
Erica's
wouldn't.
here, so we're going to pin.
We're going to pin, but
Like
it's going to help you
1,000
remember to
times.
stop. Okay?
It is going to help you to stop.
Remembering to stop.
Now, I'm going to tell you that when we made this test block, okay, normally I can test a die and watch Netflix. Not with this.
No, I
You
think
really
you want
need
to
to pay
focus.
attention.
I
Really
think you
wanna
want to
pay
focus.
attention.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sew from the outside down to that point.
Yep,
I'm going to pull my fabric out because I don't want to get it in my seam.
right. And we started with that little liter of blue fabric so that when the needle starts to hit, it doesn't eat it.
Yes, and that's important
Don't want things to eat your
you
fabric.
saw what happened to me before. I don't want that to happen again.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to sew that first, back up, back stitch, and then you're going to stop.
Okay. Ta-da.
Ta-da. So now we've got it halfway done.
Okay, lay it right here.
Okay, so we've got it halfway done. Now what we're going to do is flip, and we're going to sew back down to that point. What you want to make sure you do is pull the piece underneath out.
Yes, because sometimes if you don't pay attention, you sew over
It's
that
going to
fabric.
it's going to want to sneak into your seam, and then you will be sad because then you
Yes.
have to not only do it, but you have to redo it.
Yes.
So nobody likes that.
Yes.
And again, feel free to take a pin
Use the pin, Erica's here.
and put a pin in there.
We have a die for it and everything.
Yeah.
There we go. And again, quilters, don't forget to check out this video that Erica and I did. It was such a great little video on how to sew Y seams. Mostly I cut and she sewed.
You know,
I chose wisely.
The Y seams are not that hard.
They aren't that hard.
It's just a matter of practice. And really, if you mark your seam allowance, you're not going to have any trouble. And you're not going to believe how fast it's going.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because I'm even like comfortable sewing this on camera in front of you all. So
Yes. And when we did our little fun video of cutting and sewing, Erica sewed actually like 2 blocks together.
Yeah, I did.
And the time it took me to just cut those things by hand.
you might have seen me going through all the steps, but you would have had to watch like really fast because
Yes. Joe did a good
sped
job.
us up.
Yep, he
Okay.
sped us up.
So let's look. Big reveal right there.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Good job.
So now when it comes to pressing this
Yes.
piece, you can do it different ways. You can press all the same direction,
Right, and then it kind of swirls
and then
in the
it
middle.
kind of swirls in the middle. But if you've missed a thread, if you're a thread short, which is okay, it could leave a little hole in there.
Oh, yeah, we
and
don't
it
want a
could
little hole
stress
in
it,
there.
especially if it's a quilt that's going to be washed. So I'm going to recommend that you press the bottom part of your Y open,
Yes.
and then these 2 seams really just naturally want to press down.
Perfect. All right, let's
Okay.
do that. Let's do that.
Okay, and then this one is going to get my square piece.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to press while Erica sews.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Christina, what are people loving for their flowers?
Let's see. Anne says red roses are her favorite because the first flower that her husband gave her 48 years ago, before he was her husband.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Wait, I'm still
also
not ready for
loves-
that square.
Glads and irises? I don't know what a glad is.
A gladiola?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Listen, I'll be honest. Some of these comments I'm skipping because I don't know how to pronounce these flowers.
Irises and gladiolas. Gladiolas have a big bloom. They're really pretty.
Long stems.
Yeah, really pretty in a big, tall vase.
Ooh,
Gladiolas.
Sharon says white mums and pink roses together.
Oh,
that
there
sounds
we go.
beautiful.
Boy, people are like picky. They like their
Yeah,
combinations.
they like their color of them and everything.
There's so many.
Okay.
All right, here
Back
we go.
up.
Chelsea, can you scroll down for me there? Thank you. Yep, keep going. Okay,
Ooh.
don't forget, we have a promo today for you. Buy one, get one 70% off on Go dies, cubes, and cutting mats.
Oh.
So today, if you're thinking about dies, right, get the gnome if you
Look
don't
at
know
this.
the gnome.
Okay, look at this. I
Oh, okay.
overshot. Okay,
Oh,
can
look.
you see this?
Yes.
Wait, I'm calling an audible on them, and I'm making them show
Oh,
this
you got
up.
to
Whoop,
sew
whoop.
up here.
Okay. I went over. See?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to then go back in and go, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. and
I'm
fix
so
it.
sorry. There. Now I can go back
There you go.
and
So,
finish sewing.
70% off dies, cubes, and cutting mats. Use that code MAY70, MAY70. So to get the gnome die, in 2 weeks we're doing this cute little tumbler project.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to get that 4-inch tumbler, Christina, how much are they?
Yeah, so if you get the gnome and the tumbler specifically together, the gnome will be that full price, but then the tumbler is $9, Pam.
$9?
dollars?
$9.
That's like less than lunch.
I know, it's originally $30, but then you take off the 70% and it's $9 whole.
$9
And
whole
that
dollars.
is such a versatile die. I tell you
Oh,
what,
the tumbler.
we're going to show you such
it
cool
is,
projects.
well, and it's a perfect use for a charm pack in my book.
It is. If you get that 4-inch tumbler, use a charm square. Because I
It
bet
is
so many
so
of you have
perfect.
charm packs in your stash.
And I feel like you have
they
a bunch
sit
of
there.
scraps that size too, like
Yes.
the end
Yeah,
of a fabric
yeah.
reel or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. So no,
$9.
it's great use for that charm pack and like a yard of fabric, and you got a table runner.
Yes. That's amazing. Okay,
Not
I'm
that
gonna
I
move
know
some
that
of
off the
this.
top of my head or anything, but
Yes. We've used it quite a few times.
okay.
All right, so while Erica finishes, we're going to show you some blocks. So she
I messed
did.
this one up. I'm going to use it.
Did you mess it
I
up?
did. See, I had
have
to go
seam ripper.
back.
I have
Okay.
a seam ripper. Oh, hey, we have these little pouches on our website. Get you one.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay, wait.
So let's,
I'm going to get you a seam ripper, and then we'll
Oh.
talk about how they fit on the block.
Okay.
There you go, sweetie.
Okay.
All right. All right. So now we're just going to go through step by step of how we're going to sew. All right. So we're going to take our block here, okay, and you would make this block here, right? And then you're going to add the little base, right? And then what shape is this, Erica? I think this is D.
Yes,
Okay.
D's going to go on either side of it.
Yep.
D's
So
going to go
once
on either
we've
side
done
of it.
this-
There we go.
Phew, it's
Well,
gonna
I
be
sewed
great.
my fabric into my seam just because I was talking to you and I wasn't paying
This
attention.
is what happens when you come talk to
This
me.
is what happens.
Okay.
Pam and I just get
so
carried
here,
away.
this is important. Look, because I was talking. All blocks are not the same. This is this block because it ends with a square and a triangle. This one ends in triangles. This one ends in a square and a triangle. I know. You have to read the
Yeah, there you go.
instructions. Okay, and then we're going to add the shape D. Okay, let's talk real quick while Erica sews that last little piece about this center. Okay, and this is the stems. Okay, and look at how cool that's going to line up there.
So cool.
So the stems is you want one center for the center is the long one, and then going to flip one to the left and one to the right. We pre-fused our fabric. Remember, we showed you how to cut it. Now, if you're using our free and downloadable embroidery, did you know all of our non-licensed applique shapes come with an
Isn't that
embroidery?
cool?
I love it. So you have 3 stitches, a blanket stitch, a satin stitch, and a motif stitch. So it's going to give you these placement stitches for perfect. Okay?
We're perfect.
Yep, they're going to work perfectly, and it's going to line up. All right. And if you don't have an embroidery machine, no worries. You could just do raw edge quilting, which is what I think we did
yeah.
on this.
Yeah, I kind of like doing that with that one, but you do want to get those stems on first so that the tail ends are up in your seam allowance.
Yes, you don't want to add it next, okay? All right, and then we're going to sew these 2 sides to the stem unit, okay? And then here's our basket. So we're going to start here with shape I, which is our big shape for the basket, okay? And then you're going to add those E's and H's on the outside, all right? So you would continue to follow the pattern and create this center block, and it's complete. And it looks a little parts and pieces now, but it looks stunning when it is all together right.
It really does. It really
Okay.
does.
I know, I love this.
I know.
Okay,
So
there
this
we go.
This is this one.
I know.
So there's a comment
Okay.
from Dawn that I want to
think so,
address.
too.
She says, if Erica can't do it, I'm afraid.
No,
But I
no,
want it noted, she
just-
can. She
I-
absolutely can.
I absolutely can because I sewed all the rest of them.
Yes, she
And
did.
here's one. Here's an example. I sewed this one on the other video.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, I didn't even have like the right marker. I had
Yes.
a pencil and I didn't have the right ruler because
Yes.
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
grab it before and I still got it done.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah.
So while this is a little bit more of an advanced block, you just got to focus a little bit
Oh,
on
no,
it.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
so much
yeah.
happening now that like
Because look, my first one was perfect.
Yeah, and look at all
Absolutely.
these.
My
She
first-
sewed
my
all
first
of these.
one was perfect.
And they're all perfect.
Yes.
So
you
good
can
job,
definitely
Erica.
you can
Of course,
definitely do
it does help to thread your machine correctly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of thing. Okay, so
I don't
let's.
get to come on Wednesdays very often. You're not going to let me come back.
We will. We'll let you come back, I promise.
Gee.
Okay, let's talk about this super cool border.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we used our 8-inch cube, which comes in our Ready, Set, Go.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you this super cool thing because, ta-da. Okay.
Ooh, look at that.
We have 6 sizes of cubes.
We
I always
do.
forget.
6 now.
4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12-inch finished blocks. The shapes are the same in every cube. They're just different sizes.
Yep.
So we're going to pull out the skinny one first because then we won't break a nail. It has a pattern book and a mat.
Yep.
Because what happens if you try to use a die without a mat?
Christina would tell us nothing.
Not a darn
Not
thing.
a darn thing.
Yep.
Okay, so let's open up these shapes because I just need 2 of them today. I'm going to open them up just like this. So the shapes in every cube are based on a 4-patch system. The blocks are based on a 4-patch system. So shape number 1 in every cube is a square.
Yes.
And they have that 1/4-inch seam allowance built in.
Yep.
So this one has a 4-inch finished square. Shape number 2 in every cube are smaller squares.
Yep.
There's blades here in the center. We have great videos, don't we, on how to use our cubes.
We do.
Shape number 3 is my all-time favorite shape, half square triangles. We've cut off those dog ears, give you that perfect 1/4-inch seam allowance. Shape number 5 is one we're going to need for our block today, so I'm
Yep.
going to pull it out. What shape is that, Erica?
This is our 1/4 square triangle. We do need this 1/4 square, shape number 4.
Yep.
And don't be tempted to use it like a half square triangle.
No,
It's
people do
designed
that.
so that your lengthwise grain is going to be on the outside of your block because you want the outside of your block to be stable.
Yes.
Yes.
Shape number 5 is our workhorse. It is smaller half square triangles. We've added that 1/4-inch seam allowance there as well. Now, shape number 6 is the next shape we need. Erica, do you want to talk about it?
Square
There's
on
so many
point.
people. Yeah.
So it's designed to stand on its tippy toe. Now, usually we'll use shape number 5 on either side of it, and that'll make a block that's the same as shape number 1.
But not
But we're
today.
going to do something a little bit different, and it is going to work so slick.
And shape number 7, because Justin woke up this morning and said, gosh, I hope there's a parallelogram in the cube. Just for you, Justin. Okay? And shape number 8 are rectangles. There are 2 on the die board. So keep that in mind, quilters. In some of the cubes, there are multiple shapes on that die board.
Are you cutting another
I am.
square?
Look at you,
Okay.
already knowing what I needed. Okay.
I got to redeem myself. I feel like I need to be sewing. I need to cut more pieces. So
Yeah, no, you're good. We're just going to cut this one and show you how it
Give
is.
me more pieces. I feel bad.
So this is the beginning. You're good. You're good. It's all good. This is
talking.
the beginning of this great border. Okay. So I've already cut shape number 4. So we're going to cut this shape, which are square on point.
Okay.
Okay. So AccuQuilt did the math because Eric and I don't do math.
Right.
To us, that's a 4-letter word. And they measured the hypotenuse. So that's how they can determine how to create that shape. So I'm going to run it through my Go Big. Now, if you own the 4, 6, 8, and 9-inch cubes, what cutters can you use, Erica?
4, 8, 9. Why, you can use any one of our cutters,
Yes,
ma'am.
including that Go Me.
Including that Go Me. That's right. Now I want to see how you're going to put this together.
This is so cool. Okay? You want to download the pattern.
And follow the directions?
Because in your quilting head, you're going to think you're going to have to make Y seams, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you're not. Okay, so here is this. But we know how to make them, so you could. So now you would sew these 2 pieces
Okay.
together, right?
I have to redeem myself. I'm going to
Okay,
sew them
go for it.
together. I really do know how
then-
to sew, guys.
She does. Here, sew this one,
For years.
this one.
There's a great comment from Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
She says, can you adapt the 9-inch cube to work? She doesn't have the 8-inch, but
Of
just
course
has
you
the die.
can. You just
Yeah.
have to adjust the fabric.
Yeah, it'll just be a little bigger, a little wider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we sew. This is why we lay them out hung, Christina.
Boys,
We
what?
lay out our blocks so we know why.
Oh,
Okay.
so you don't mess it up.
Yeah, sew that right there on that end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now she doesn't even trust me.
No, I only because I sewed it wrong when I was doing the step
No,
outs.
she doesn't even trust me.
Okay, look at this. So normally we would use shape number 5, but we're using that short end of shape number 4.
This is a really cool border for you.
I like this border. Think about the ways you can do that. Okay. Look at you, my friend.
Here we go.
Awesome.
I really want to sew more petals.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. You're good. All right. Whew. Continue to follow the pattern instructions to create this absolutely beautiful wall hanging. Then sandwich the batting between the top and the backing, quilt as desired. And don't forget to miter your corners. Do you always miter yours?
I do.
Yep.
And when I first started quilting, I would have to get out like a diagram every time, but now it's like second nature.
Yes. Yes.
So This die is such a great die. You can.
so
It is
fun.
a traditional block, but you can really make modern-looking designs with it.
It's been
you
around
can
a
do
long
a lot
time.
of fun things with it. Those fun, bright batiks really bring a whole fresh look to it, don't
Yes, yes, they do. All right, talk about our blog.
Our blog is great, so be sure you check out our blog. It's a place you can find inspiration, tutorials, patterns, sewing tips, and lots more ways to use and love your AccuQuilt fabric cutter and dies. You can meet our go-getters, get to know the
Yes.
team behind the brand, joining conversations that our community is having right now.
Excellent. And Erica writes the blog. She does a great job with
I
that.
do.
It's
I
really
do.
fun. All right, Christina, before we announce a winner, tell us what the last favorite flowers were.
Ooh, there was so many, and now I just want to go plant like an entire garden.
We're all going to go home and garden today.
Yes.
With-
Mary said magnolias are big and bold.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
love those.
magnolias are.
Yes.
I love hydrangeas, though. Somebody said hydrangeas.
Someone
I
said
have a
hibiscus
hydrangeas.
too.
Hibiscus?
I love those. They're so tropical, especially
Yes.
like in a non-tropical place.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like
Like
Nebraska.
Right.
All right, do we have a winner?
We sure do.
All right, do you want to give us a drum roll, please?
All right. Our winner is Sue Lynch from Wisconsin.
Sue Lynch from Wisconsin, congratulations. Hey, Morgan's going to reach out to you and she's going to ship you this brand new Go Basket of Lilies die. We want to see your finished projects,
Yes.
quilters, okay? Now, Erica, next week is a huge secret.
It is.
We know, everybody in this room knows.
Yep. Yep.
In fact, they're right over there, right?
Yes.
We're going to be showcasing a group of dies that will be released on May 18th.
Yes.
And we're going to be joined by the one and only Kay England. She's going to show us some really great ways to work with this new die.
Yes.
So the Tuesday show, we're going to launch those new dies.
Yep.
Wednesday, we're going to kind of dig in deep and show you how to sew with
That's
them
right.
and use all
That's
these
right.
projects, okay? All right, so on behalf of our entire team, so first of all, thank you for joining me on a
Well, thank
Wednesday
you. Can I
afternoon.
come back again sometime?
Anytime. Anytime
okay.
you want to come,
I'll
just call.
even do eye seams. It's okay.
It'll be good. It'll be good. So here in the Dream Studio, we have Mike, and again, a big, huge welcome to Justin. We have Chelsea Graphics, and Chelsea, and Joe, and Christina, and Leslie. And upstairs, we have Nick, and off-site, we have Morgan. Thanks, a huge shout out to our entire team. On behalf of AccuQuilt, remember, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Have a great day.
Bye.